The last time I went to a mechanic, the bill was over $1,400, and the worst part, 3 of those repairs I could have done myself for less than $50. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Some cars are built to be fixed at home, and some cars are specifically designed so you almost have to go back to the dealer. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which cars fall into which category. You will know which cars can save you hundreds, or even thousands every single year, and you will know which ones to avoid if you ever plan to touch them yourself. Before I get into the list, let me give you something useful right now. There are 3 things that make a car easy to fix at home. First, parts availability. Can you walk into any auto parts store and find what you need on the shelf? Second, community support. Are there YouTube videos, forums, and step-by-step guides made by regular everyday people? Third, simple design. Were the engineers thinking about the person in the driveway, or only the technician at the dealership? Keep those 3 things in mind as we go through the list, because that's what separates a car you can actually maintain from one that fights you every single time something goes wrong. By the way, if you're on a fixed income and you want to keep more money in your pocket, you are in the right place. Hit subscribe. We put out videos like this every single week. It's free and it takes 2 seconds. Oh, and stick around to the end, because the number 3 car on our Can't Fix It list, it's one that a lot of retirees buy specifically because they think it's reliable and good on gas. You are going to want to hear that one. Don't skip ahead. Okay, let's start with the good news. These are 3 cars that are genuinely friendly to the home mechanic, even if you have never picked up a wrench in your life. Number 1, Toyota Camry, 1997 to 2011. The Camry is probably the most DIY-friendly car ever made, in large numbers. Parts are everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Walmart, AutoZone, O'Reilly, Amazon. They're cheap, and they fit right. There are more YouTube tutorials for this car than almost any other vehicle on the road. Oil changes, brake pads, air filters, spark plugs, all of it can be done in your driveway with tools you probably already own. Here's a real number for you. A set of brake pads for a Toyota Camry costs around $25 at most auto parts stores. At a shop, you're looking at $200 or more just for that one job. That's a $175 difference on one repair. Now multiply that across 2 or 3 repairs a year. You start to see how fast this adds up. The 4-cylinder engine in these Camrys is simple, proven. It was designed to go the distance, and the online community around this car is so massive that if you get stuck at any point, someone has already had the exact same problem and posted the answer. Number 2, Honda Civic, 1996 to 2005. The Honda Civic from this generation is another legend for the home mechanic. Same reasons as the Camry, parts are cheap, the design is straightforward, and the community is huge, but there is one specific thing that makes the Civic stand out from almost every other car. Honda built this generation of Civic so that even a first-time DIY ER can replace the timing belt. Now that might not sound impressive, but timing belt replacement is a job that scares most people away. Most shops charge $400 to $600 for it. On a Civic from this era with a good YouTube video and an afternoon to yourself, you can do it. The DIY parts cost runs about $90. The Civic is the kind of car that teaches you as you go. Every job you do on it builds your confidence for the next one. Number 3, Chevrolet Silverado / GMC Sierra V8 1999 to 2006. Trucks have a reputation for being expensive to maintain, and some of them are, but the old V8 Silverado and Sierra, the ones with the 5.3 or 4.8 liter engine, those are a different story. American made, simple design, parts are available at every auto store in every town in this country. You can do brakes, shocks, wheel bearings, and even transmission fluid flushes on these trucks without much trouble. And here's why trucks are sometimes easier to work on than cars. Everything is bigger. Everything is more accessible. There is room to work. If you live in a rural area, if you want a vehicle that doesn't require a computer to tell you what's wrong with it, if you want to be able to fix it yourself in the driveway, this truck is your friend. If this is useful to you, subscribe. It's completely free. And we put out new videos every week on how to save money on the things that actually matter in everyday life. Let me tell you about a man named Harold. Harold is 68 years old. He retired from the post office 5 years ago, lives alone in a small town in Ohio. He drives a 2003 Toyota Camry with 212,000 miles on it. 2 years ago, Harold started doing his own oil changes, then his own air filter, then his own brakes. Last summer, he replaced his own spark plugs, 4 of them, for the very first time in his life. Harold has saved just over $2,000 in 2 years by doing this himself. $2,000 on a fixed income. That is real, meaningful money. He told me the first time he changed his own oil, he was terrified he was going to do something wrong, so he watched the same YouTube video 4 times before he touched anything. He took his time, and it went fine. His exact words were, "It wasn't as scary as I thought. I just needed someone to show me it was possible." Harold is not a mechanic. He never worked on cars before he retired. He just picked the right car to start with. That's the whole point of this video. Pick the right car and you have options. Pick the wrong one and you are at the mercy of the dealer every single time something breaks. Now, before I get into the cars you can't fix yourself, I want to tell you about something called right to repair. It's a law that has been changing quietly across the country, and it affects whether you even have the legal right to fix your own car. I'll explain what it means for you in just a few minutes. Don't skip past it, okay? Now, for the other side of the list, these are 3 cars that are genuinely hard, sometimes almost impossible, to repair yourself. And in some cases, that was not an accident. Number 1, the BMW 3 Series 2006 to 2015 turbocharged models. BMW makes a beautiful car. Nobody's going to argue with that. But starting around 2006, BMW began loading their 3 Series with complex electronics, turbocharged engines, and this is the important part, proprietary software that only their own tools can read. Here is what that means in real life. Even a simple oil change on some of these models requires a computer reset afterward, and that reset requires a special BMW diagnostic tool that costs hundreds of dollars. So either you buy the tool or you pay the dealer. Parts are dramatically more expensive than anything we talked about in the first half of this video, and because the engine bays on these cars are so tightly packed, there is very little physical room to get in and work. A used BMW 3 Series can look incredible on a car lot. Low miles, gorgeous interior, surprisingly reasonable asking price, but the maintenance costs after you buy it, that is where people get caught off guard. The car lot price is the beginning of the story, not the end of it. Number 2, Tesla Model 3, any year. Now look, Teslas are genuinely impressive cars. I'm not here to trash them, but if you are on a fixed income and you want the freedom to maintain your own vehicle, a Tesla is not the right fit. Almost every system in a Tesla is software controlled. The battery, the brakes, the suspension, the air conditioning, all of it runs through Tesla's own proprietary platform. And Tesla has been very direct about this. If you take your car to an independent shop for certain repairs, it can void your warranty. If you try to diagnose a problem yourself, you often can't, because you simply do not have access to the software tools that talk to the car. Parts are only available through Tesla directly. There is no shopping around. There are no aftermarket alternatives for most repairs. You pay what Tesla charges on Tesla's timeline, or the car sits. For someone who wants control over their own vehicle and their own repair costs, that is a significant problem. Number 3, Volkswagen Jetta / Passat TDI Diesel 2009 to 2014. Remember at the very beginning of this video, I told you to stick around because there was one car on the can't fix list that a lot of retirees buy, specifically because they think it's reliable and good on gas. Here it is. The Volkswagen Jetta TDI Diesel. This car gets fantastic fuel economy, seriously impressive numbers. It's quiet on the highway. It feels solid and well built. It holds its resale value reasonably well. On paper, if you are trying to stretch your dollar, it sounds like a smart buy. But here is what the listing doesn't tell you. VW diesel engines, especially these TDI models, have a maintenance schedule that requires very specific tools and very specific technical knowledge that most independent mechanics simply do not have. The timing belt job on these cars is notoriously unforgiving. If it is installed even slightly wrong, it can destroy the engine completely. That is a multi-thousand-dollar mistake. Parts for these engines cost more, and when something goes wrong, many local mechanics would rather not touch it. So you end up in a frustrating spot. The dealer wants a lot of money, the independent shop is nervous, and doing it yourself is genuinely risky without real experience. If you already own one of these cars, I am not telling you to panic or rush out and sell it, but if you're shopping right now and you want a car you can maintain yourself, this one should come off your list. If nobody in your life has ever sat down and explained things like this to you, that is exactly what this channel is here for. Subscribe, we're on your side. Okay, I promised to explain right to repair. Here's what you need to know. Right to repair is a movement, and in several states now, an actual law that says car manufacturers must give consumers and independent repair shops access to the same tools, software, and manuals that dealerships use. The argument's simple. You bought the car. You should be able to fix it. Massachusetts already passed a version of this law for vehicles. Several other states are moving in the same direction, and there's growing pressure at the federal level to make this apply across the country. What this means for you, practically speaking, over the next few years, some of the cars that are currently hard to repair yourself may become more accessible because manufacturers will be legally required to open up the diagnostic software and publish the repair information. This is a real shift, and it is worth watching as it develops. I'm going to do a full dedicated video on this topic very soon because it affects every single person who owns a car. Subscribe so you don't miss that one. Let's bring it all together. The 3 cars you can fix yourself: the Toyota Camry, the Honda Civic, and the old V8 Silverado or Sierra. Cheap, widely available parts, simple, accessible designs, and a massive community of real people ready to help you figure it out. The 3 cars that are much harder to fix yourself: the BMW 3 Series, the Tesla Model 3, and the VW Jetta TDI Diesel. Proprietary systems, expensive parts, and in some cases, software you legally cannot even access without going through the manufacturer. Now, here's the thing I really want you to hear before you go. You do not have to be a mechanic to save money on your car. You just have to know which car gives you the option to try. And now you know. If you are living on a fixed income and you're looking for ways to keep more of your money where it belongs, in your pocket, these small wins matter more than people realize. $200 here, $400 there, a couple thousand across a full year. That's a medical copay you don't have to stress about. That's a trip to see the grandkids. That's breathing room. And that is what this channel is for. If this video helped you, do me one favor, hit subscribe, tell a friend who's looking at buying a used car, and if you want to know the 5 repairs you should never pay a shop to do, ever, that video is right here.